I have not been completely honest with you guys. Little bit of a fib in a video from a few months ago that I wanted to touch on in this video along with other things. A few months ago, I dropped a video about the Depop fold. It was an in-depth investigation into the Depop fold, and if you guys watched until the very end, you would know that I started a second Depop account where I was only going to use the Depop fold. It was basically going to be building a fresh Depop account from scratch. I would in no way tie it to me, to Loveless Vintage. I was going to do it from scratch. The only people that were gonna know about it were you guys, people that were subscribed to me on YouTube. Now, where I've been a little dishonest is I was going to start posting on that account. I was going to, make a challenge out of it, make content out of it. And unfortunately, I have done nothing with it. Obviously, this isn't like a huge deal, but it's something that I know a lot of people in my audience have wanted to watch me grow a Depop from nothing. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I have not used the account at all in this video, along with some other Depop updates and stuff like that. So basically, a couple weeks after I made that video, I decided I finally had enough time to start trying to post on that account. So if you guys have two Depop accounts, which probably a lot of you don't, because I think that the requirements to have two Depop accounts is you have to be a Depop top seller, #1, and then you have to get it approved by Depop, #2. So I did have to get it approved. It took a couple days. They even said they were excited for the reason I was doing it. I told them it was going to be for a YouTube challenge and stuff like that. The thing is with Depop, they definitely up their game in security, which is good. They have 2 authentication factor or whatever it's called. And then they also have the magic link, which is a thing that they send to your email that you then use to log in. Well, the problem with all this is Depop is so weird with having 2 accounts because you have to have 2 different emails, 2 different everything. Trying to switch between the accounts, between the different emails, the different links they send you. Sometimes when I was trying to click the link on my browser, it wouldn't work. When I was trying to do it on my phone, it wouldn't work. So I'd have to switch between browser and mobile. And it got me locked out of my main Depop account twice for a full day each time. That's just extremely risky because Depop is my full-time job. And if I can't get into my Depop account for a full day, that's messages and offers and posting that I miss out on, which is my livelihood. So at that point, when it was just too hard for me to switch between accounts, they make it almost impossible. Actually, if you have 2 Depop accounts and you do this, please let me know how you do it because I got my account locked twice trying to do this. They don't make it easy for you if you have 2 accounts, and I was going to be posting on each one every day, switching back and forth, and it's very hard to do. So I kind of gave it up in that moment because I was like, this isn't worth it to me. So yeah, in this moment, I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing, having the second Depop account. I mean, I would like to do it, but I need to do it more on my time and when I actually will be available to do it, because as of now, Depop is my full-time thing. I need to post every day. I need to be locked in every day on my main account. I cannot risk getting it locked or banned or anything. Yeah, I kind of want to just talk about that in this video a little bit, but I am actually using the Depop fold now, and I will talk about that and some other updates right now. So recently I've been doing a mix of the Depop fold and also modeling my own clothes. So currently I'm at my parents' house because I don't have hardwood floors at my house. So I've been using their hardwood floors for the traditional Depop fold. I actually just started posting the Depop fold listings a couple days ago. So I'm not entirely sure how much better they're gonna do than the normal modeled pictures, but I've modeled 95% of my Depop listings for almost 6 years now. So it is kind of a big change for me to go to the Depop fold. And I do kind of think the Y2K style is kind of fading out a little bit. You guys should let me know in the comments if you agree with me, but I feel like it's kind of a little less dominant. I feel like we're kind of in a transitional stage right now where we're seeing what's next. I know surfwear stuff is really big, but I'm not sure if I'm too late to doing the Depop fold. I think it's still aesthetically is definitely a thing. I feel like some of my listings that are the style of items to be Depop folding, the Y2K style, the Y2K vintage stuff has been getting better attention now that I've been actually folding them like that, which is crazy to say, but I kind of just took advice from a lot of people that have been doing it for a while. People that say they don't even really like doing the style, but it just helps with their sales, their engagement. So I've been testing that out. And yeah, there's just a lot of other things that we have to talk about. I am going to do a full new updated tips video for Depop. I know it's been a minute since I've done a Depop tips video, but I'm going to do the 10 best tips of Depop as being someone that's sold full-time on Depop for like over 5 years. I'm gonna give you guys my 10 best tips. That's gonna be in a future video. This is just kind of like a off the cuff talking about some random updates on Depop video. Man, there are a lot of updates. I don't even think I mentioned to you guys what I'm doing right now. I steamed all these shirts, so I'm like folding them out on the ground. But there are a bunch of Depop updates that I did want to touch on quick. I mean, as stated earlier, like Depop has definitely been changing a lot. They always do, I feel like throughout the year, a couple times where they'll update the UI like a lot, and I feel like they've just done that. So along with it being summer, they always do it in the summer. I made like a video a couple years ago about like how dead my sales were for like a 2-month period in the summer. My sales were so dead, and it was during the summer. It's because they were updating the UI. Basically, when they update the UI, they change like so much within the app, and it hurts a lot of people's engagement, sales, and they always do it during summer, which is like the worst time because the summertime slowdown for like people that sell online is definitely real. But there have been a lot of updates. I feel like the biggest one that I'm like most stoked for, because I really think that it could be something big and it could even be trending into more updates like this and more usage of the app in a different way, is Depop stories. I don't have access to them yet. Depop, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you need to give me Depop stories. My Depop stories would go crazy. From what I've seen, people post videos, pictures. You can link products that you have posted on your Depop page. You can like link them into your stories so people can go purchase them. It's crazy. I don't have access to it yet. I've been updating my Depop. There are different versions of Depop that exist at the same time. So some people have updates before other people, which I really don't like. That's always been a thing that Depop has done, but they haven't given your boy stories yet. So I can't utilize them. I can't like tell you guys more about them. I've just seen what I see on my feed, and it shows you stories from people that you don't even follow, which I think is kind of interesting. But it looks like such a cool feature. And honestly, if this turned into something like live selling, like if Depop had live, I would hop on that immediately. Like, you guys know I would be one of the first people. I honestly should reach out to them and see if they have any ideas to ever do live selling and let them know. I'd be super interested, because I'd be very interested in doing Depop live selling. I'm sure it would be a very interesting experience, but I'd want to be like one of the first people that were like, you know, doing that, since I was doing Instagram live selling like before a lot of people were, and then I came onto Whatnot pretty early and then got off of it. Now I'm kind of going back on, but Depop live selling would be crazy. They need to implement that. But the stories have been a huge update, something crazy that I'm sure you guys have seen. I feel like we're to the point where like everyone sees the stories. Let me know if you guys have access to Depop stories, because I don't. And I use 2 different devices too, so sometimes my other device has like a different version of the app going. I'm really hoping I can get that soon and start posting them, because then I would make a full video on like if it increases my engagement, if I'm making sales via the stories. You know, that'd be a really cool thing to actually explore. Actually, this is probably bigger than the stories. Another huge update that they just had that I don't have access to either is Depop sold listings. Now, we've already seen this when you're going to list an item. It will kind of try to pull recent solds to give you like a gauge of like what you should price it for, like suggested pricing. So I've been seeing that a lot, like implemented over the past couple months. They've been doing a bunch of updates with that. And this is just another factor of that, but like you can actually go in and search Depop sold listings, which is crazy. They've never had that before. That's a huge feature of eBay. That's why in a lot of my videos, you know, I'm using eBay sold comps to tell you guys what things are worth. And I've had people before be like, well, like that's not Depop, and there's no way to look at what things have sold for on Depop until now. So this is a crazy update. I really hope that I get that feature soon too, so I can explore it as well. I can make a lot of content on that as well, like seeing what things sold for. So that is a huge feature that they've added in that, again, I don't have access to. I already kind of touched on the suggested pricing, but that is definitely a new thing as well. It kind of implemented in with the Depop like sold listings, but the suggested pricing is a new thing. And I want to urge you guys to do your research on your items. Don't just listen to Depop suggested pricing, because the prices they suggest to you are absolutely insane. They are always going to try to have you price stuff lower so that you can make a sale, so that they can have transactions flowing through the app, so they can get boosted fees. You know, they're just trying to make you sell stuff quick, so transactions are moving through the platform. So they're always going to suggest to you to sell for the low. I've gone to list things before, and it'll be like, oh, these are the ones that recently sold, and they don't make sense. It's literally like it'll be Jinkos for like $1, and it's like that didn't actually happen. That's like a trade listing, you know? So it's very kind of shady, and I would not be putting your full faith into the suggested pricing on Depop. Always do your own research, always do eBay sold comps, look at current listings on Depop, eBay, you know, whatever. So that's a newer thing that I haven't really touched on that Depop has definitely implemented as well. Something I've been using a lot that is a new Depop update is template listing as well. So this is something that I used to have a note for on my iPhone, and it would be like a blank listing that I would copy and paste when I'm making every single one of my listings. It would just save me a decent amount of time. They have template listing in Depop now where you can save a template. Like say that you are listing a women's top and you always put in like measurements and like this sort of description for a women's top. You can actually save a template now so that when you go to list, you can use the template. So it's super nice. I've been using that for all of my listing now. It definitely saves me time. So that's a great update to Depop. I know they've had bulk listing before. I think it's only desktop, but I think bulk listing kind of like turned into the template thing. So anyways, that's a newer update that I've seen recently that I've actually been using. They've also updated the bundle discounts, I think, within Depop. So you can set your own bundle discounts now and like customize it more, which is something I've really never messed with. I always just have people like message me if they want a bundle discount, but that is a new feature that I've seen recently. And then a boost whole shop feature, which I haven't used. Normally I will list items, let them sit for like an hour or so, and then I boost them. But I have seen a new feature where it's boost whole shop, and I think every item you post immediately gets boosted. I'm not sure, you know, if that helps or hurts with engagement. I haven't tried that. If you guys have tried that or tried anything I'm talking about in this video and you guys want to comment in, please drop a comment below. I love having discussions with people in the comments below about all of these new updates, how your sales are doing and everything like that. And like I said, I will be doing a full Depop tips kind of like updated video very soon. I just kind of wanted to have a sit down and talk conversation with you guys about why I haven't followed through on one of my, I guess I wouldn't even say promise, but I hate not following through with things. That's just the type of person I am. So I hate that, like, you know, a couple months ago I said in a video I'm going to be doing this thing for you guys, because growing a Depop from scratch has been something I've wanted to do as like a video idea for a long time. It takes a lot of work and effort though, and when I have to rely on my Depop as a full-time thing, it's just so risky putting a bunch of inventory into this like secondary endeavor, this kind of like project to see for YouTube if I can actually make it work. It's just honestly not worth it for me while I'm trying to just maintain a livable income off of my main Depop. And then when they just like make it so hard to switch between accounts where I'm getting locked out of my main account multiple times for a full day and I can't get back into it, it's just not worth it. So I do hope you guys understand and appreciate this little update video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a full tips video very soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys like vintage thrifting and especially Depop content. I feel like I'm one of the only people on YouTube that is still kind of like talking about Depop updates and stuff, so I do want to get back into that. I know a lot of people here are here for the Depop tips, the updates and stuff like that, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching the video. This was Jackson with Loveless Vintage. Peace out, you guys.